Level 1. The curious child. You watch the gray fog roll over the industrial hills of Bingley tonight. A quiet feeling grows inside while you observe the dark, damp canal water. Your mother provides a safe world within the walls of your brick home. You handle the cold metal of a small toy with your tiny fingers. The sound of heavy looms humming in the distance is your only friend. You watch the factory smoke rise against the pale and very cold sky. A silent detachment forms while you look at faces in the street now. You learn to hide your thoughts behind a cute and very innocent face. The weight of smooth stone feels balanced in your young, steady hands. You notice how the physical world responds to your direct and careful touch. Other children seem loud and predictable in their simple games on the grass. You prefer the stillness of the dark corners where no one can see. A desire for complete control begins to take root in your quiet mind. The ritual of the observation provides a rhythm that you alone truly understand. A dark curiosity about the mechanics of life starts to consume you now. Level 2. The isolated teenager. The heavy weight of the iron spade feels solid in your steady hands. You work in the quiet cemetery while the sun sets behind the trees. The structure of the graveyard provides a cover for your internal cold world. You feel the rough texture of the dry soil under your small fingers. The target is a simple, heavy stone that you move with slow force. You watch the mourning families talk, but you never share your private thoughts. A map of the parish becomes a grid for your future careful night. You feel the physical weight of the cold mud on your black boots. The distance from the gate to the grave is exactly 40 feet north. You observe how people trust a quiet boy with a polite working smile. Your heart rate remains low while you perform the most difficult manual tasks. You start to collect small items that no one will ever miss now. The feeling of being invisible in a crowd gives you a new power. You plan your movements with the logic of a machine in the dark. The urge to test your skills on a real subject grows every day. Level 3. The student of death. You read manuals on human anatomy in the dim light of the garage. The smell of old grease and dust fills your nose during long nights. You study the mechanics of engines to ensure your own total social safety. The physical sensation of tightening a steel bolt feels productive and very calm. You learn to monitor the police for patterns of their local patrol routes. The sound of white noise from the engine is a comfort to you. Practice swinging a hammer for many hours alone in your small workshop. The texture of the wooden handle is smooth and very cold and hard. You calculate the time it takes for a person to walk alone tonight. Your truck is a workshop where you prepare your specialized mental kits now. You store the tools in your cab and seal them with thick silence. The weight of the ball-peen hammer in your hand is a secret kept. You drive toward the city and map the terrain with your sharp eyes. The line between your job and the act is now thin and weak. You are ready to find your first subject in the dark, damp city. Level 4. The stalker. You travel to the red light district to find a location. You know, the anonymity of a lorry provides a shield for your quiet legal movements. You watch a crowded street from behind the thick and dark glass window. The distance to the corner is over 50 feet from your parking spot. You observe the young women walking toward the cars in the late light. Your breathing is slow and rhythmic as you check the tools in pocket. The cool night air carries the scent of coal and wet street pavement. You follow them at a distance, making no sound on the hard sidewalk. The weight of the hammer in your coat is a comforting, heavy presence. You visualize the exact moment when you will make your first bold move. Their footsteps echo through the air, but they do not hear your steps. You have studied their routine for 2 days from the shadows of corners. The feeling of being a hunter is a quiet rush of pure blood. You check your watch and note it is exactly 10 in the evening. The opportunity is perfect, and you prepare to step into the white light. Level 5. The novice killer. The handle of the hammer is cold against your palm. As you wait, resistance is a physical sensation that you overcome with your intense mental focus. You feel the heat of the struggle against your skin for a moment. The sound of the impact is muffled by the heavy and dark night. You count the seconds while the movements become slow and then stop entirely. The smell of copper and iron fills the small space around the body. Your muscles burn from the exertion of the act. In the quiet alley, you move the weight toward the shadows you watched 3 hours ago now. The newspaper falls onto the ground with a dull and heavy thud today. You feel a sense of completion as the scene becomes still and quiet. Your hands do not shake as you clean the tools with careful precision. The drive away is peaceful while you listen to the engine hum low. You stop at a light and look at your messy and red hands. The reflection in the mirror shows a man who looks completely normal now. You have crossed the line, and the hunger is finally satisfied for now. Level 6. The Predator. You establish a successful routine to fund your secret long-distance city travels. The plates on your car are never tracked by the police or public. You fly between cities and drive 1,000 miles through the rain tonight. The kill orders are waiting in the air of different dark northern regions. You swing the metal tool in the dark while the moon is high. The items inside your pocket are ready for your next planned ritual act. You select a quiet park in a wealthy part of the big town. The girl inside is alone, and the path is open for your reach. You feel the rough texture of the handle under your gloved left hand. The plan moves forward with the efficiency of a well-oiled metal machine. You use their own fear to send a message to the busy world. The logic of your crime is built on the absence of any motive. You watch the news, but they have no idea who is responsible now. The distance between the events makes a pattern impossible for them to see. You are a ghost moving through the heart of the vast Yorkshire landscape. Level 7. The Collector. You keep the newspaper clips in a hidden box beneath your bedroom floor. The images are a record of your power over the week, and dying, you revisit the scenes of your crimes in your detailed and cold mind. The weight of the 5-pound note is a heavy and secret burden. You study the faces in the missing person posters with a quiet smile. The media calls you a ripper, but you're just a careful man. You feel the texture of the screwdriver you took from the toolbox. The name is written on a small piece of paper in your pocket. You use the car in a different city to confuse the digital trail. The thrill of the strike is a secondary rush to your main work. You watch the fear on the screen go up with every single murder. Your collection of victims grows larger with every year that passes by now. The world is a playground where you set the rules for the game. You feel a sense of ownership over the lives you have ended today. One single slip will change everything, but you feel very safe and strong. Level 8. The Media Phantom. The news reports start to link the cases together. In a vague way, you sit in your kitchen and watch the screen with total clinical calm. The police create a tape that does not sound like you at all. You laugh at their theories about your accent and your dark social background. The cooling off period is a choice that you make with great discipline. You focus on your wife and your family like a normal, quiet man. The duality of your life is a masterpiece of perfect and calculated acting. You feel the warmth of the tea while you read the morning paper. The secret in your chest is a cold stone that never melts. You plan a trip to a new territory where the victims are found. The air in the north is sharp and bites at your red face. You drive through the rain while the engine hums a low tune. The police are looking for a man from Wearside with a dark history. You are a driver in a car with fake plates for tonight now. One small mistake in a driveway is the start of the final end. Level 9. The cross-country killer. The flashing blue lights appear in your rear view mirror on the road. You pull over and wait for the officer to approach your driver's side. The smell of the car is clean and hides your inner sudden dread. He asks for your papers, and you give them with a steady hand. The search of the car reveals the hammer you could not hide fast. You feel the cold steel of the handcuffs for the very first time. The transition from free man to prisoner is a sudden and sharp shock. You sit in the back of the patrol car and watch the street. The investigators arrive and start to ask about the missing young women now. You realize that the false plate on the car was your only error. The weight of the evidence is building like a wall around your body. You offer to talk, but only if they let you see your wife. The interrogation room is small, and the air is very still and dry. You start to tell the stories of the souls buried in the dirt. The scale of your work is revealed to the shocked and quiet world. Level 10. The untouchable. You sit in the prison cell and write a long letter. To her, the walls are white, and the light is always on above your head. You feel the scratch of the pen against the thin white paper. Today, the guards watch you through the small window and the heavy steel door. You have a secret mind that you do not share with the doctors. The sound of the lock turning is the rhythm of your new life. You hide your final thoughts under the mattress of your small bed. Today, the sensation of the concrete floor against your feet is a final reality. You do not want the world to forget how you fooled the system. The silence of the prison is a blanket that covers your aging mind. You feel the breath leave your body as the cell becomes very dark. The end is a physical fact that you accept with a quiet mind. You are finally untouchable because they can no longer reach your cold soul. The news will report your death, but the Ripper name will live on. The mystery of your work remains buried in the heart of the North.
You just watched someone lose everything they were. But there's a subject whose story starts even darker. No childhood, no normal, just the pattern. Watch what that looks like.